danger.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. I'm joined today by the usual suspects, Chiween and Blessin. Blessin has the itinerary for us. What are we talking about today?
We are going to be discussing first which unit do we believe is going to be the next Zenkai, and then follow that by which unit we would like to be the next Zenkai.
Yep.
And then if there's time, we're going to try to squeeze in who do we think the next LF it will be.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's
How
a
you
very
guys doing?
fitting conversation. Good, good. Tired a little bit and a little sore from yesterday, but I'm good. I slept well. How about you, Chiween? How's the body feel?
I have a 1 year old and a half, so you got to get the rest in where you can. So it's just
Yeah.
it's good though. I feel like I had a good sleep. It was yeah. I hadn't played a game like that in a minute, so it
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, I slept like a rock. So Chewin and I played soccer yesterday, and we played against some savvy vets.
The
And
veterans.
yeah, but yeah, I slept well also. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys want me to kind of start and say who I think the next Zenkai will be,
I think it's
and
only
who I
fitting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Take a stab at it.
All
I think
right,
it's
let's
something
see.
that the Zenkai system's getting revamped, and they're like Zenkai'd everybody. So it'd
And
be
you
Yeah,
are the
interesting.
one that did come up with this topic, so I
yeah,
feel
So
like
I
it's
would
been
yeah,
something that's
I would
been you've
assume
been
you
thinking
have I
about.
would assume you
Yeah,
have an idea of who
yeah.
you think the next unit is.
yeah. I think I have an idea of who I think the next unit is, but and then I have a wish list of who I'd like it to be.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Just kidding.
Yeah. But who I think it's going to be is Green Bardock. Green Saiyan Bardock. The one that came out back in I think it was September of 2018. I believe it was September of 2018. He came out with Blue Pod Frieza, and I think they're trying to release green units that can counter Vegito. And Green Bardock, if you were around when he was released and when he
Mhm.
was floating around PvP, he was the
Ugh.
first unit that we saw where we were like, "Whoa, this is super broken." He was so good, just
It's because
because
he
of
nullified that instant transmission Goku's
yeah,
swap out.
yep. Because he locked you in.
Classic
He was the
times right
first
there.
unit. Yeah, he was the first unit to lock you in. Well, for I think 10 timer counts,
That's a
and
that's a good amount of time.
Oh
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And man, he would just go to work on you. His strike damage was ridiculous, and yeah, they always liked Bardock. I think Bardock sells well, especially in Japan. Uh,
It's the
so they
boy.
always what's that?
That's the boy.
Yeah, he went out like a savage. So
Uh,
uh, yeah, he's always been really good. Like if you look at the um the other Bardocks that came out, the red one, he's ridiculous. If you have him at, a solid amount of stars, I'd say 5 and up. He's
I don't even
insane.
have him, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
he's he's a monster. Let's not even talk about Super Saiyan Bardock. He was ridiculous when
they
he
show a lot of love to Bardock in this
they
game.
do, yeah, and it's because like I think he's a fan favorite and he sells well, and like certain characters sell very well in America, and certain characters sell very well in Japan, and he sells
Mhm.
well in Japan, I believe. Like Turles sells well in Japan. I don't know why. Like Legends climbed the grossing charts just because Turles dropped. Like it overtook Dokkan. It didn't get anything like didn't place like super high, but it got like 20th place, I think.
Wow.
Um, So like that's not bad considering Turles isn't super hype in the West, but yeah, I think it will be Green Bardock one because his main ability is nuts, dude. Like you you'll see if he's running around, he will destroy Vegito Blue. If he locks him in and it's just him and Vegito Blue and it's like, all right, you and I are dancing now, I think Vegito Blue is done in in like two or three strike guards. Because the Saiyan team is starting to get some pretty devastating like buffers. You have the kid Goku who got the Zenkai. You have this new Goku who just came out. And then you have the Red Bardock who also buffs strike attack. So they're creating like a real cohesive team for the Saiyans. And like I said, I feel like they're pumping out green units to counter Vegito Blue. Um, and the way they've been dropping Zenkais, they dropped a red one, they dropped a blue one, they dropped a purple one. Okay. And who is the Zenk? So let's see. The last Zenkai was Vegeta, who was really trash. The Zenkai before that was Trunks, who was red. The Zenkai before that was Future Trunks, who was blue. Before that, it was Kid Goku. No, was it Kid Goku? I think it was Kid Goku, who was um who was yellow. And the only Zenkai that's green right now, if I'm not mistaken, is Beerus. And Beerus is an LF
Majin
unit.
Buu,
You're right.
Fat Buu.
So yes, you're right. The only cool green Zenkai that's available right now is Beerus. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's kind of trending that way. They want to, me personally, if it's not the LF, I think it'll be the Zenkai, who's going to be green. I mean, you can make the argument that the LF will be green as well. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be Bardock. Um, I think they're gonna really try to flesh out this Saiyan team, and I think it'll be if he does end up becoming the next Zenkai unit. I mean, it's really you could pick a whole bunch of characters that could be, and you wouldn't be wrong. I mean, there's so many characters that really need a Zenkai, but I think just Bardock kind of fits where the game is trending right now. Uh, and the fact that, he's an old unit, so a lot of older players are going to have him at 7-star, which is still whatever stipulation. But he is an old unit. He was really good. He sells well. I could see him getting the Zenkai. Obviously you guys have your opinions. Um, but I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. But do you guys want me to talk about who I would like to be the next Zenkai? Or do you guys want to give, kind of talk about who you think will be the next Zenkai?
Let's keep thinking about what we think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you're saying this Bardock because he seems like a unit that's really strong, and I don't know if that's where it's trending, the Zenkai units that they're picking, because the Trunks in at least the last two since the revamp, they haven't necessarily always been. I don't think that they're the ones that are really. At least this is my interpretation of it, just because I'm basing it off of what I'm seeing on YouTube, and it seems like the Zenkai unit is moving towards not being used in the battlefield, but more as just a support unit.
Yeah.
And Bardock seems like a unit that you would actually use. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know. But I hear you though. I think they do need to release a green one. They haven't released a green one in a while. So I think it's safe to say that it is going to be a green one. At least I'd hope so. But then again, they also tend to just pull stuff out of
their rear end.
Yeah.
Do you have that Bardock by any chance, Joey?
I do not have that Bardock. No.
Okay.
I do not have it. No. But I really like Bardock though. I have the red one. That's probably my favorite unit in the game.
He's really good, like
Yeah.
especially with this new. I'm unfortunately he's red and then Vegito blue, but like with this new Goku, because you know they cover the new Goku covers his weakness, which is
Uh-huh.
blue. Like it's a pretty nasty tandem, and the fact that Goku has that card he puts in your deck where you get 5% healing every time you use it, and Bardock on his strike arts every time you use it, he gets I think 3% healing. So Bardock's healing up a whole bunch. Um, with this new Goku. And if Bardock's the last man standing, forget it, dude. He shreds units. I'm talking about three strike arts.
You're talking about the red one, right?
The red one,
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
shreds units. I have him too. I really like him. I might pump some Z power into him. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I said, you're right. These last few units, especially the Vegeta, um, he's gonna be used more as a support, like the as a bench. You know,
Yeah.
just because it's like, well, dude, why am I going to bring this man onto battle? Um, I might as well just, yeah, I'm going to use him as just a bench unit. I mean, that Z ability is nuts. Um, but you could use that for, you know, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku to power up his blast attack and defense. I mean, that's a
Mhm.
nasty Z ability. So I do hear what you're saying. Like the Zenkais of today might not be the same as when like the Zenkai system first started, which was
Yeah.
where like, you know, it was super OP units and they were coming out and they were just destroying people. Where now it's more how good are they in battle, but they're good as a bench. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. You know, like I said, this I could be totally wrong, and next Zenkai is just God. I don't know, man. I honestly, let's okay. So if we get to the LF, I'm gonna talk about who I would like to be the next LF. Um, but this man could have easily gotten a Zenkai. But but yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys think the next Zenkai unit will be. You know, and for whatever reasons, right? Obviously, I think because Vegito Blue's floating around, we haven't got a green one. Bardock sells well. He kind of takes a lot of the kind of criteria
Hmm.
that I think obviously I'm not 100% sure of what it is they look at in order to Zenkai unit, but
Hmm.
kind of the criteria that they look at to Zenkai unit. I think he
Yeah.
ticks up all the boxes.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know who you guys think.
You want to go, Buzz? You want me to go?
Uh, go for it.
I would. I mean, I just started playing what, like a
A
year
month
ago,
and a
maybe.
half.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
month and a No, not that long ago. Is it a year? I don't think so. So I don't really have that much of a long list of like who I think it is, but I I think somebody that well, at least a tag that I think that it might be would be the Android tag.
Yeah,
So I think 16 kind of comes to mind because I'm looking at him. I don't have that many stars of him, but he's a defense type. The androids hasn't really gotten any revamp in a minute, and I
yeah.
think that a Zenkai for that tag would be helpful just to bring that tag back up to light. And 16 is just kind of like one of the oldest. I think you
Units
look
in the
back at the
game.
anime, and he was a beast when he came out. So it's just I mean, I don't know because I feel like that Vegeta. It's like who would have thought of that? Who would have thought of that one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they out of all the Vegetas they picked, they were like, this is the sickest one right here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So to me, 16 kind of makes sense because it's I think it's old. I think. Is it old?
Yeah. Oh, he's for sure. He's old. He's old as hell.
He's old. He's defense. And I think it would buff up a tag that I think is I mean, I like to use the tag, but I do think that they need some help with defense.
Hmm.
They need something else in that tag to just make them more relevant. Uh, at least at least in my opinion, because I'm last time that I ran that team, I got some wins, but it was definitely difficult. They don't have the as much defense as I thought they would have, and I think that this 16 would be able to buff that up. And it's not like I I guess you know I don't know. I don't know. To me, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Cause I'm looking at the green units, and that's the one that kind of just sticks out to me. Cause I wouldn't see why they would need to buff up hybrids or Saiyans. They already have most Zenkais. You know what I'm saying? Androids is the only tag that I think doesn't have a Zenkai.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's a team that's kind of in desperate need. They were always I
They were
mean,
good at one point. They were
they
really good.
they were good. I don't know that they were ever like were they ever running the meta in your opinion? I don't remember
I don't
ever.
think so.
Yeah, but they were good. Like they were solid. Their peak was like
They had a good
good.
color wheel.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
their Z abilities,
there's hella
yeah,
colors in that tag.
their Z abilities are nuts. They're like the team with the most consistent double buffs, and that's what you're looking like. That's the ideal type of Z
Unit.
ability is like attack and defense, and they have that more than anyone. So, and yeah, I see it. Like it's a team that's not been relevant for a while. He's a green unit. Vegito is super offensive. He could wreck you in like four strike arts. And this 16 is he was a tank. Like when he came out, man, you were not doing damage to him. You were not doing damage to him. And I can see him in his like passive abilities having something that says like X% of damage done to Saiyans, like or plus certain amount of damage done to Saiyans.
Yeah, something
Um,
like that. Hmm.
yeah, yeah, I can see that. It'll revive maybe androids a little bit. It'll give them a little more tools because they have some really good units. I mean, man, when Perfect Cell gets his or Super Perfect Cell, the yellow one, when he gets his Zenkai, that's gonna be nuts. He is going to be crazy. Like
The future, the yellow one.
the yellow one,
Hmm.
you
That's
know.
another unit that I think could also do it for them, which was the red cell.
Yeah, yeah,
But I know that one buffs regen. But
right.
I think within that, I think you can. I think I have hella copies of that dude. So I don't know how old that red cell is though.
He's super
The old
old. He
tool.
came out with instant transmission Goku. But if they do Zenkai um that 16, he's a super defensive type. You have him with Super Perfect Cell, who's still really good to this day. Like it's crazy how well he's aged. Um, and then Android 21, if you have her, she's a purple one, and she is a beast.
Yeah.
She's the best unit on that team by far, but unfortunately, like her team's not that good, so you're not gonna see her running around a lot. But when Regen was running amok,
It was meta.
yeah, she was ridiculous. Like she's super devastating. So I think that would be pretty good actually. If they, gave some love to the androids, gave a Zenkai because, like you said, they haven't gotten one. Um, and it would they already have, like I said, a nice color wheel. They have that red 13, they have that blue 13. They're both good, but they're just not used because they're not super hype. But they're good. They're actually good if you know how to use them. So yeah, they have and they have your boy, what's his name? Oh man, is it 15? The purple one, the little guy?
Oh yeah, the little guy. Yeah, the one with the hat.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a little. Looks like a stereotype of a Mexican.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
he's when he dies, he sounds so funny. He's like, "Oh,
Are they from movies?
yeah, they're from a movie. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they're from a
Yeah. See,
movie.
I don't know, but yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Even you brought up the stuff of sales and stuff. I wonder how androids do. So
Yeah, I
because they
think
may.
so.
Yeah, because I think androids. I think that's a lot of people's favorite saga. The cell
The
saga.
Cell Saga,
You
for
know,
sure. I think
and
so
they
too.
were. Yeah, because they even pushed Vegeta to the limit, and
Hmm.
so it's a good tag. I like them
It is a
because
good tag.
they're actually, to me, I think that's probably the most free to play friendly tag
Mm.
because you kind of get them without even wanting them.
Yeah.
They're just like you got just like a ridiculous amount of androids, and they create good teams, but they just, they're just not. They need something else.
They
They
need,
need
yeah.
they need something, and maybe this is it. So that's my guess.
Yep, because that 15, that little guy,
Uh
he's a
huh.
support unit.
Uh huh.
Android 21, ridiculous offense. Like her strike attack is crazy. Cell, he's always going to be good because he's solid overall unit.
Hmm.
Um, he's got that cover change. That green card is nuts. His when he swaps in and he blocks one of your cards, that's crazy. And
Yeah.
then he's got that special or that ultimate that does extra damage to Saiyans. And then you have like
That
yeah,
fusion one. I like the red one. The fusion one. The big dude.
yeah, that's 13. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good too. So I think yeah, they have a good color wheel. All their units, well, not all of their units. There's some that are garbage, like Android 18, the yellow one.
Hmm.
She's super outdated. But I could see that, and it would bring life to a tag that's kind of been dormant for a long time. Yeah. What about you, Bless?
Um, I hear what you're saying with Bardock, and then also what Chewin's saying with the green Android 16. What I actually think they're probably gonna do is the Super Saiyan Bardock, for
Yeah,
the fact that one, he sells,
yeah.
two, he buffs. He'll probably give that new green Goku an
Oh
insane,
man,
because he's wrecking Vegeta Blue right now, and I
yeah,
think it will give a tag Super Saiyan that hasn't really been used in a while, and you'll see a lot of different teams ran because they don't necessarily need to buff each other as much as get that boost when swapping in with Bardock. So I think
right.
it would just allow for different teams to be ran. Allow for that new Goku to get love, because normally when he swaps in, he gives a lot of, especially if he's zenkai'd.
Yep.
I just think it'll be a different. It'll just allow for different teams to be used and not necessarily rely on the tag or their Z abilities all buffing each other.
Right. Do you know if he buffs Saiyans or Super Saiyans?
Super Saiyans.
Okay. I think he. I mean,
I
Chewin, do
think
you
they should
have
just
this
keep it
Bardock?
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have this Bardock. Yes. Yes.
Dude. I'm.
Before y'all even mentioned the Holy Trinity, I think last week or two
Huh.
weeks ago,
Yep.
like I was trying to put together a Super Saiyan team, and I was like, oh, this guy does does the job, but I didn't know
Yeah.
anything the background of him. But it sounds to me like he was a beast back in the
Oh
heyday.
my
Dude.
goodness, yeah, he changed the game for a while.
He did, man. That, like I said, Bardock, you're never gonna get disappointed. Like I'm using the yellow one right now,
Hmm.
and he's not the flashiest one. He's not doing ridiculous damage, but he's a defensive tank. You
You
know,
love to have one of those units always on your team because you're
yeah.
running Red Vegito for a
When I was
while.
running Red Vegito, yep. I feel like, yeah, I like to have a little defense on my team. Um, so dude, if that Super Saiyan Bardock gets a Zenkai,
I
man,
just
that's the
think I don't know. I
it's
just don't
scary
see.
how good Super Saiyan is gonna be.
I just don't see them making a unit Zenkai in a unit that directly counters their big money maker right now.
This early, you're saying?
Yeah,
And why is that?
because they just want people to get the most out of Vegito Blue before he gets a fat counter.
Hmm.
Like they're gonna try giving people. You can counter Vegito Blue with the green Super Saiyan, like for example that new Goku,
Hmm.
with paired
Dude,
with
that new
Bardock,
Goku's stupid.
he'll probably one shot Vegito.
Yeah, yeah, for
And I
sure.
think that's fine because I think Vegito Blue he's a OP enough unit where if there's a unit that you can time up perfectly and one shot him, then screw it.
So, Chewin, just to kind of lay out or add a little context, when you have Bardock, you always lead with him. His stats if you look, I don't know what you have, Matt. I think
I have him
I
at
don't I
three
don't know what
stars.
I have him at, but his stats are not terrible, given the fact that he's almost 2 years old. People still run him, and when you swap him out, it increases the chance of your next unit. Obviously, the next unit has to be a Super Saiyan, but the unit that swaps in increases the chance of them doing a critical damage. Um, and oh man, it when you get those crits, you can tell when you're hitting a crit versus when it's just a normal attack. Because normal
This is
attack, it
I got his card up if you want me to read his stats. I mean his abilities, what he does when he swaps in.
yeah, go ahead. When he swaps out,
Yeah,
right?
sorry, when he swaps to standby. So the unit coming in gets 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts, timer counts,
Oh, that's crazy.
30% to critical rate for 15 timer counts, and 70% to critical damage for 15 timer counts.
It's crazy.
That's crazy, dude. So one is you have a higher chance of doing a critical hit,
Hmm.
and
More
you also have
damage
an
on those
increase to that
crits.
critical hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not your
Hmm.
typical critical hit where it's like, wow, this is a lot. It's
It's a critical hit with a lot of
mega a
damage.
lot, the megalodon of
Yeah.
critical hits. Um, so yeah, I've thought about that too, and he's kind of due for one.
And the only reason why is because you guys mentioned support unit, and that seems to be the route they're going to. And that's really, I mean, don't get me wrong, Bardock's a great unit, but he's a better support unit than actual unit. Like the crits that he gives, like a Vegito, Super Vegito, are more valuable than when he comes in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think
yeah,
he would be. But then again, it comes down to they're not making them to units. They're not making them units that you're actually going to run. And for him, his best
he has
His
to be
best skill
ran.
set,
he
he
has to
has to
be
be
in the
ran.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you think about Blue Saiyans, like who are the best Blue Saiyans right now? Like if you're making a Saiyan team, you know what I'm saying? Because the way the Z ability works is normally it's like plus 40% to strike, attack, and defense to character, a blue and Saiyan character, right?
Hmm.
Pardon me.
Oh,
Um,
you're talking about like a Zenkai?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Who
think
do
they
you,
would just leave it as Super Saiyan.
yeah, and then that's even a little more limited.
That's why I think they would do that. So that way, it'd be more. You won't just be seeing all Saiyans,
Yeah,
like typical Saiyans, like all Gokus.
yeah. Because I'm telling you, this dude, he doesn't need a lot to be really good. Because he's already still kind of
So pretty good.
I mean, if they just
he's
made his Zenkai a little bit more of a defensive tank, like on one swap in or something, that would be great right there.
yeah. If actually, yeah. I think just the fact you mean like if the buffs he provided were defensive instead of offensive.
Yeah, like instead of like making his Zenkai like buff Super Saiyan like another 40% or something, where
Right, right, right. Yeah,
like it's
because
a different where it makes the team more balanced and it makes him more useful and it makes sense to run him. And because you never know with legends, yeah, right now they're making them for units you're not really gonna put on the team. I mean, run, but they might just change it up and put a unit that they're like, screw it, we got to make some money.
I don't know if this Vegeta that just came out is an outlier or this is really the trend we're heading in because dude, this man, one of his passive abilities, like one of his new unique abilities, it literally says like when Nappa is defeated, and it's like,
Nobody's
Who's
running
dude,
running
Nappa.
Napa?
who's running Nappa? Who in their
The
right
young
mind?
Napa?
Nappa, dude. Like my boy Nappa, you see him right now on the elite number N or whatever it's called,
Ooh,
the
Yeah,
snap.
event.
yeah.
Yeah.
The hair.
Yup. Doesn't he have
Yeah,
a mustache
he
also?
does. Also does have a mustache.
Dang. Back when he was in his prime. Uh
Like to
yeah,
me,
but
is it me or one kick? Are they buffing? Is it me? Are they buffing units like they used to do those free character balance updates on? Like the new Zenkais
yeah,
are.
that's what it was, dude. It's a
That's
300 IQ play on them. No, 300, is that high?
it's like
3,000 IQ play on them. They
well, it's
used to
like
offer these free balance changes that made the character marginally better,
that
Uh-huh.
they
but
would
then
be
they
ran
offered
for
the
a little bit,
Zenkai.
but then they'd end up just being a support unit, a bench
Yeah,
unit.
or bench.
And that seems like what they're doing with Zenkai. So it's like, why are you charging people so much for that?
Yeah,
Like they should
because
make
you want this new
units.
Vegeta
Well, I think they should pick units that.
because you've been wanting to run Nappa, dude.
Yeah, I know. I have been. Yeah, I am a
You've been
huge
itching
fan.
to
What's
run
what's
that
nice
Napa.
is the best Nappa is purple,
Yep.
and it's like this new Vegeta or this Zenkai Vegeta is purple. It's like, dude, you
In
don't want
case
to
you
be
want one purple, red.
yeah. In case you want a mono team, like, dude,
Purple, and red.
yeah. So yeah, now I hear what you're saying. It's like it's just marginal. They're just a little bit better, and it's not, their stats are insane, but it isn't so much about stats. I mean, stats do matter. They do, but it's the kit, dude. I mean, it's how much damage are you getting, like when you swap in, or how much are you tanking, or how much are you healing? Like, if you look at, and we'll talk about, who I'd like to be the next Zenkai. Um, but if you look at like this unit that I'll talk about, or these old units, their passive abilities, like their unique abilities, it's like one sentence, one phrase, not even a sentence. It's like one
You want
word.
a paragraph.
Now it's a paragraph, dude. That's what it is now.
Yeah.
It's like they got a whole. It's
Like an essay.
crazy. You got to decipher the kit. Like
Yeah.
you have to sit there and be like, oh, and then think, and it's like, oh, okay.
I
But
mean,
back
the
in the day,
Legend
it
has a
was just,
great opportunity to make older units relevant and have people spend on them, make them double the income. You know, not only making money on the new units, but on the quote unquote recycled Zenkai. As long as they're usable, where they're not literally just paying however much it is to fully Zenkai one now to just
mhm.
throw them on the bench. Like for that case, you might as well just leave the process of getting a free Zenkai one. I mean, because
Yeah, because that's what it was
you get all the
basically.
Zenkai boosts with just getting them to level one. Well, they're not as high, but I mean, you get 4 different stats. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that from one
Yep.
unit.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
You are paying. You're pretty much paying for a unit to just be on your bench.
That's what I'm saying. Like what that
I'm sure.
it just doesn't make sense. Like I mean, if a unit can be usable and is he's not absolutely broken, where he's actually making the other units a little better more than himself, and he sells, why not? And it'll make a tag that's not quote unquote like super relevant right now, which would be Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And it'll revitalize a lot of units that just haven't been used, like with Super Vegito.
Super
Uh,
Vegito. I mean, dude, we could go down the
I mean
list, man.
I'm thinking that they want to really get that new Goku some love because I think a lot of people were surprised of how good he is.
Dude, he
And
is. Anyways, a side note, side
no,
note. Go
yeah,
ahead. Continue,
no,
continue.
I'm just saying like it just would be a good way to bring a little variety to the game without bringing a direct counter to your big money maker right now, and it gives another recent unit ability to shine.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, on the money side, I mean, Legends doing good. I saw the numbers, I think like last week or 2 weeks ago.
That's
And
not from the Vegeta banner though.
um it was just yeah, I don't know what the time frame was, but they showed the top 20 gotchas in America and the top 20 gotchas in Japan. It's crazy the difference. In the US, I think Legends was in the top 5 for sure. In terms of Dokkan was number 1 by a mile, like wasn't even close. I think Legends had like 25 million. They were no either number 3, number 2, I forget who it was. They had like 28 million or something like that, and Legends had Dokkan had like 44 million. It was ridiculous. But then in Japan, Legends I think was number 13. They're still in the top 20, but I guess the competition over there is so ferocious. Like Legends is trying to crack. Like even though they
Top
still,
10 over there.
yeah, like Dokkan's not even number 1 in Japan. It's number 2. And Dokkan's making crazy money. Number 1 is Fate. Fate, dang it. I know like uh gotcha enthusiasts are gonna hate me for not remembering the name. It's Fate Grand
Wow, you
Cross
just
Order.
lost.
I know I just
That's
lost.
it.
That's it, dude.
The
I've
credibility
lost
is gone, bro.
all my
Just
stock,
kidding.
dude.
They're like, all right, we're done. Turn it around.
Yeah. I think it's called Fate Grand Cross Order. Man, I sound like such a noob, but it's
Yep.
yeah, Fate like that's undisputed number 1 in Japan. Like I actually remember when I was in Japan and I was in the train, I'd see people playing that game and I didn't make anything of it. And I this year I started hearing like, oh, this is the game in Japan, and like when Dokkan beats that game for number 1, Dokkan like the Bandai goes crazy. They're loving it. They're throwing
Yeah.
Is
parties
it
and stuff.
Fate Grand Order?
I think that's what it's called. Or yeah, Fate Grand Order, something like that. Yes, that one. That's the one that they're just loving it over there. It doesn't look ridiculous. I mean, to me, obviously, I'm not gonna tell you like what's good, what's not, but everyone
I'll do
obviously
it.
has their own opinions and they like what they like. But um, yeah, that's the game. But Legends is still doing well. Like but I
It's a new
know,
game still.
yeah,
How
and
long has
that
that game been around? Do you know?
dude, I don't know.
We'll find out right now.
I
Kidding.
don't know, but I think it's been
Kidding.
around for a little bit.
A while. What about would you tell us what unit you want to have zenkai'd yet?
Like I
Mhm.
can if you guys want me to segue into that.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Just go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
can. This one's difficult because I mean, really, it's like there's
There's a lot of good options.
yeah. Um, but personally, who I would like, I know it's not gonna happen. I would like this is coming way out of left field. Oh, I'll tell you. Yesterday, when I was thinking about this, I was like, "Man, I'd like that old blue Fisku, but not gonna happen. Like, it's another Goku. We just got three Gokus in a row. Like, I would like it to be uh yellow Kid Gohan. Um, he's so garbage. He was he was trash even like 2 weeks after he was released. Um, because at the time Legends wasn't really sure like how to build a kit. So what they would do is, and I think it's actually he got a little buff, but when he first released, he was a strike oriented character, so his archetype was strike, but or melee type, but the
Mhm.
cards that he held were two blast arts. So that was Legend's way of like offering some balance. And he just he died like he died 2 weeks out of into his release.
Oh no.
And I like that Gohan. Like he was a beast in Namek. When he had to hold it down and he got that power up from shoot
Mhm.
the diehards are gonna hate me. I, I hate that, and I don't mean this disparagingly, but the old freaking Piccolo's great grandfather, the old Namekian, the wise Namekian.
The sage.
Yeah, when he gave Gohan, when he unlocked his full like potential, or he unlocked a lot of his potential, that Gohan was throwing down. Like he wasn't afraid to scrap with anyone, bro. He was
You talking
boxing
about in the
everyone out there.
anime, right? In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was out there scrapping and holding it down while Goku's out here having to recover and whatnot in that dang chamber. And Vegeta's out here trying to get killed so he can get revived. It's because he'll come back stronger. and Gohan was like, nah. He was like, nah, I'm scrapping with anyone. Um and yeah, I always liked him. And he's yellow because hybrids. Who's their best yellow unit right now? Like, who would you say is their best yellow unit?
For
Rage
hybrids.
Trunks.
Rage Trunks, and he's not really meant to be ran on hybrids, in my
Whoa.
opinion. I think he's meant to be ran on like Future
Whoa.
or Vegeta Family.
What about
Um,
the Gohan from the movies?
Oof.
I think he buffs up Hyper Saiyan.
yeah, he does, but he's better on the. Or, I mean, he buff hybrid Saiyans? I think he might.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
Um,
hybrid strike attack.
man, that's
And then
nasty.
at 6 stars, it's hybrid and movies.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
nasty.
and
But I would
it's
like this.
30%, so that's pretty good.
Make this kid Gohan great again, though, dude.
Are we
It
debunking?
doesn't even matter, dude.
Are we debunking the need for a yellow hybrid Saiyan?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, dude. He never had his moment, like a real moment to shine. I think
There's a
he
lot of characters
deserves it
that
because,
are
like,
like that, dude.
huh?
There's a lot of characters like that in this game.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. And if we get to who I think the next LF should be, he's one of them also. But dude, like I said, in the anime, he had his moment. He
Spoiler
was
alert.
he was ready to. He turned. Once he went into the Great Saiyaman phase, he became completely different. But before that, he was ready to scrap with anyone, dude. He was gonna, it didn't matter who it was. And he was what, like freaking 10 years old. Um, so I would like that, and he's super old. Like I think everyone and their grandmothers have it. even people who don't play the game have him. Like that's how many times I've seen this man, and he's got a nice Z ability because he buffs HP, um, and that's always actually a very valuable Z ability. So I'd like him to get a Zenkai. I would probably go in for that one. It's a I like Gohan a lot. Um, but I really liked that Gohan, like in the anime. I know people like they loved Super Saiyan 2 when he fought Cell, but I really liked this one, um, because like I said, he didn't have like he was just ready to scrap with whoever. It didn't matter, and Vegeta's out here like, oh, kill me so then I can get a Zenkai and come back stronger. Wish me back with the Dragon Balls. He's like, bro, what are you talking about? We're gonna go box right now against Frieza. It doesn't matter. And Goku's over here recovering because he is Mister. I'm gonna switch my bodies with Ginyu.
Yeah.
And so like, and Krillin, of course, he's always a liability. So it was like this was the man who was just like he was right. And who else did he have? Dende. I mean, Nail died immediately. Like he was like, I'm taking you down, Frieza.
Nail thought he was gonna
And
be
Frieza,
something.
yeah, he got destroyed.
Yeah, Nail
So
thought he was gonna do something.
he thought he was gonna, yeah, exactly. He was like, this is where your wrath ends, and he gets killed in 3 seconds.
This is where it ends.
Yeah.
And,
So that's who I would like, but I don't know. I don't know who you guys would like. Obviously, it seems like maybe there's not really there's no real reason to get him because, like you said, there's still that Gohan, but or that Yellow Movies Gohan who's really good. But I'd like him.
How many Zenkais have been
Even
hybrids?
what's that?
2 or 3?
How many
3,
Zenkais
right?
have hybrids gotten?
Yeah. The purple Gohan Super Saiyan 2. The free to
Purple
play transforming Trunks. And then
the
Trunks.
red
one.
Trunks.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
3.
But
That's a lot.
yeah, right.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah, there actually is really no reason to buff this guy, but
This is your personal.
yeah, but I do think what they could do is buff the kid tag. I don't know why they created that thing and they decided, well, we're never gonna actually pay attention to this.
Yeah.
But they have the kid tag. They could have him be the first one to like spearhead that tag, and then they'll have
That'd be
some.
tight.
Yeah, they have some good characters to work with, dude. Like
And
all
you
the
can
GT
finally give that LF Goten something to do.
Yup,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Finally, take him out of the freaking, take him out of retirement.
Yeah, yup, he's in the Shadow Realm. He was actually really good when he first dropped, though. Oof, he was nasty. Um, but anyways, yeah. Who do you guys think, or who would you like? Sorry.
You want to go or you want me to go?
Go for it.
Who I would like, uh, and I think it's similar to you to the reasons that you asked because you really like them. But I think a unit that I think would be cool to Zenkai would be someone in the Ginyu Force. And you mentioned it. And you mentioned it a little bit. I mean, I think to me they're just hella funny. Like I think that they're I don't know. It's a team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a team. So to me it would make sense to at one point, Zenkai one of them. I think just to just bring them back into the light again. I know that you all said last time that they in the anniversary they had a good team and stuff like that. But as the game progresses, they're gonna, start getting weaker and weaker. And I think a Zenkai for I don't know, maybe Ginyu, I think would be cool. They're hella funny and I think that it's a team that I think already buffs each other really well. But again, like how I mentioned earlier, with androids, there's just something missing in there as of right now. At least in my opinion, that
Yeah.
there's something missing in there, and I think a Zenkai would help him out. And I think it's a team that I think people have without wanting them, but they have them. We have Ginyu Force members without wanting them, and it'll give us, give some people the opportunity to play with them at in a higher thing. I think just quickly too, another one that I was thinking because it was between the Ginyu and Piccolo for me.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Which one in particular?
The green one.
Yeah, because isn't that the oldest one? I feel like that one was the one that you it came with the game.
Yeah.
Or like you know what I'm saying? It was like one of the first units, right? Guys, I remember this Piccolo. It was one of the first
Yup.
ones. Uh, and Piccolo is probably my favorite character in the whole series. So he should be, he's like the teacher. He put my boy Gohan under his wing. He's doing the thing, and he's still around, and he can definitely, I think, provide uh some support to something. Because as of right now, he's not really
Not
doing
relevant at
much.
all.
He's not really doing much right now, and maybe introduce a Namekian tag or something. Or I mean, it
Oh
says that
yeah.
it buffs up regen, uh,
Oof.
which could also be helpful too. But it's also a green unit. But yeah, those are my.
Yeah.
I,
I
I
think
I didn't know which one to choose,
to
so
go with.
I just put both.
Yeah. I think that first the Ginyu, like if you were to Ginyu, I could see I could see them doing a free one for him because Ginyu is it just it's always going to be six characters, like it will never the the amount of characters you can use to compile a team compose a team um
Is
it's
limited.
limited.
Hmm.
It's not like Saiyan tag, which is you have a breadth of characters, or like hybrid Saiyans or Sun family. Like, uh, actually, maybe Sun family is also very limited, but you don't have the flexibility. So, if you provide a Zenkai to one unit, it might actually give the team a lot of viability because it's like they're already really good. There aren't that many units to choose from, um, and having Ginyu or whoever it is. I think Ginyu would be the probably best choice if you're looking at a Captain Ginyu team,
Hmm.
because he's the most popular one. It would probably take them to another level. Like it would definitely take them to another level, but to a level where they're very very good. Um, and then as far as Piccolo, yeah, I could see Piccolo. I could see either the green Piccolo or that blue Piccolo getting a Zenkai. Um, I think Piccolo is one of the more popular characters as well, and you know that blue character he was nice when he came out. The blue one, the green one was obviously a beast. He was like the best character I think in the game when the game first dropped because he was the first unit to have cover cut. Um, and he healed the entire team. But man, it's just scary when you think about him getting a adding another buff to regen. Oh man, that is gonna be a scary team, dude. And it would that team would probably if he got a buff, I could see that team wrecking like God Key. I could see that team becoming the meta just because how good they are. Like they don't need a lot to be really good because actually their units already are really good. Um, but we haven't gotten a new regen character.
Yeah.
Right now everyone's kind of wants to use Vegito Blue, but if you actually look at the regen team, that is one of the most busted teams. Maybe right there, right on par with Future, but they're just not, maybe as hype. But if you give them another Zenkai, that team's gonna be nuts, nuts. But Piccolo, he deserves to have a Zenkai. I think
Yeah, because
popular
they even
character.
forgot about my guy LF too. Like they just kind of brushed that man to the side. Like he's not even, I don't really see him. I rarely run into him.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's,
well, I think part of that is because like they're like, oh, you think we're gonna pull for LF Piccolo? Probably not. And so not a lot of people. I'm sure not a lot of people pulled on that banner. Uh,
most people probably got the Frieza. They probably went after the Frieza.
Yeah, I can
That
see
one.
that. And actually, I see Frieza a lot more than I see Piccolo.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I hear you. I mean, I could definitely see why you'd want Piccolo to have uh a Zenkai. He's a cool character. And he's not. You don't really see him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like you really don't. Even like you said, the LF one, you don't see him around a lot.
Yeah.
I can see that.
What about you, Bless?
Um, at first I thought the LF Gohan. I was like, they already have too many hybrid Zenkai, so that won't happen. Um, the second I thought the Angel's Otherworld Goku, the yellow one, the one that came out with the Kamehameha family banner. But then
Yeah.
I was like, they already got the Kid Goku Zenkai, so I don't think they'll do that. So I'm just gonna say I just want to get Super Gogeta, the red one.
Oh
Uh,
my goodness, dude.
I mean,
He's
Fusion,
gonna get a Zenkai
yeah, but
for
Fusions don't
sure.
have a Zenkai. They can make his Zenkai's buff Fusion, so he's not buffing like Vegeta Blue with his new Zenkai abilities. Because they share only Fusion Warrior tag, not Fusion anymore.
Okay. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Like the
So
fusion dance. Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying yeah. Well, yeah, they changed it to Fusion Warrior is all of them, and then Fusion
Is just
just
like
the
the
Fusion
Gogeta
dance.
Go tanks. Yeah.
Um, which I just think is gonna make them some money. They'll that way you won't see the same teams over and over. If people decide to go for him, I would go for seven. Zenkai 7 on Super Gogeta. I
I
just
go
think they
for
need
him
to give
too.
Gogeta a little more love in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that could be a topic in and of itself. Does Gogeta deserve more love in Legends? Yes. Uh, but man, that would be. Oh man, talk about making. He was really good when he dropped. Um,
You got him to what, 5 stars on the first banner?
Immediately. Yeah, I was like, I'm going in. Um, one of what makes him really good, like what I think is still a crazy pass, like a unique ability, is when every time he uses an like a strike
Blaster
arts,
Strike.
yeah, he buffs his next strike attack by 10%, and it keeps
No.
stacking, you know, so it's like it's pretty nuts. Um,
Imagine him and Super Saiyan Bardock Zenkai'd out together.
yeah, nah, that would be crazy. That would be the team right there. That'd be the team that would take over PvP. We'd be back at the Holy Trinity. I mean,
We'll get there one day.
one day. I mean, if you think about it, that purple Broly could very easily be the next
Because
Zenkai
movies needs
unit.
a
Because
Zenkai.
movies and these movies, yeah, they released 2 new movie
But
units.
they got the blue Broly that's
They do.
movies that's
They
Zenkai.
do. They do.
I never
And
see him used though.
Yeah.
yeah, because I don't
Oh,
know.
are you talking about the Zenkai Broly or the Chila Broly and Chile?
The
Zenkai
Zenkai.
Broly.
Yeah, because he buffs sagas of movies.
Yeah, man. Um, that Gogeta would be sick if he got an update because he was, I think, like for his time he was the best Gogeta that released. I know Blue Gogeta was pretty good, but I just think Red Gogeta
Yeah,
was.
he didn't. I think we talked about this back then when he first dropped, and even you mentioned that he didn't impact the game as hard as the red one did.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to take your word for it because I experienced the usual Gogeta shaft that I get.
It's crazy, dude. Crazy. Do you have that Gogeta chewing?
The red one?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
have the blue one.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not missing out on anything right now, not having that red Gogeta. He is garbage. You
Okay.
can't use him in PvP at all. But use, man. Ah, I wish it was like, I wish, I hate to say this, I wish it was like easy A's where they could drop like 2 or 3 and they were free. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be like,
You have the option
actually,
of
they
doing
did
it.
that when Zenkai first dropped. They had Beerus, Super Saiyan Goku, and Blue Broly. You know what I'm saying? But if, of course, if you want to Zenkai all of them, which of course some YouTubers,
But you would think that a game that thrives on making players grind everything, like why not make this a grind fest that you can get them level 7, like just
yeah,
a brutal grind fest. I mean, you already make pretty much the rest of the game that.
yeah, release an
Uh,
event for each Zenkai unit and
Yeah,
you
and there's
actually,
nothing wrong with it taking a lot of time. Just make it worth it. Like, don't do that, and
yeah,
then the
exactly.
unit's like,
Super ass. Yeah,
it's just for novelty purposes at that point. Like,
right.
you got to find a balance, and also you don't want to take away where you're now no longer people are no longer pulling them for units because the new, they're running into Zenkais are just insane. So no need to pull on the new units. But
Yeah,
you got to find a balance on it, which they can.
yeah. Yeah, man, I agree. That definitely having that balance, like it's grindy, but it isn't just skip ticket hell. It's like you're actually playing the game, going through stages. You know what?
Well,
You
you're also
know,
playing the game, right?
yeah, you're playing the game, and you know what Anakuba said yesterday? He actually said, or actually maybe this was Bradical. Should I forget? It was one of them. Um, they said it'd be good if you could actually. So let's say they release a an event like this where you grind and you got to go through maybe like 30 stages or something, or 10 or 20, but um you get to select the difficulty. So like if you want it to be easy, then you can select easy, kind of like you do with modes already, like in console games like FIFA or any game really. You can choose, easy, intermediate, hard. But depending on which mode you choose, obviously the AI will be better and the rewards will be better. So like this Zenkai grind, uh, if like you choose hard mode, it's difficult, super difficult AI. Like we're talking challenge rush level difficulty. But you get more rewards. Like maybe you get more Zenkai souls or Zenkai Z power. But if you do it on easy, like you still get the rewards, but not as many. So even players that don't
Takes
have,
longer.
yeah, so players that don't maybe have the skill or the teams yet or the units, they can still grind, but it's just like you said, it takes longer. You know what I'm saying? But everyone has access to it. And in it lets play, because you don't want to make the game so hard. That was one thing they talked about. Like you don't want to make the game so hard that no one wants to play. Like the newer players are like, dude, I don't want to play this. This is too hard. But you don't want to make it so easy that the veterans are like, well, this is super easy. The AI is dumb. They can choose like how difficult they want it to be. And then, that will help you finish the grind faster. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool if they released an event for Zenkai's where I think that would be actually cool. Like, you want to have this pay to play model, or, you know, if you release like they did with Zenkai Trunks, where you can also grind for the unit, you're gonna get those people, those players that what they're just not gonna want to play PVE. They're just gonna want to do PvP. Just give them the unit and they want to go fight. But then you have this
Yeah,
free to
give the
play,
option. That's
uh,
true. That would be
yeah,
really
option,
wise, actually.
and it's this event. I I kind of like how they did the Turles event. I mean, they can tweak it, but
I haven't even
um,
started that.
I kind of like how they did it, where you can get Z power for Turles. Now, granted, it's like you have to have the new Turles to
To
actually
use
use
them,
the
right?
Z power on him,
Yeah.
and they give you Z power for like that old Goku and the old Turles, who also could get buffs, but I like this model. Like I do kind of like this model, and if they polish it, like refine it, I think they could have something here. Because like I said, you're giving a nice little incentive to free to play players and even pay to play players. Because I mean, everyone likes crystals, and yeah, it's kind of a nice little model. I like the map layout too, instead of just like seeing a stage one, stage two, stage three, like
It
aesthetically.
takes forever.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if they started, thinking about that, like how to do spice up Zenkai and make it a little more. I know they think they made it more free to play, and they did make it more free to play friendly, but it's not within the grand scheme of things. It's still not free to play friendly.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
How much time we got?
minute and a half.
Okay.
All right, we wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll save the LF discussion for another time. Yeah, so I mean, I guess we'll wrap it up, right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right then. You know, well, thank you for taking the time to listen to us. We'll leave all our Twitter handle, not contact info, but like Twitter handles and where you guys can address, home address down in the description. Twitter handles down in the description. Feel free to ask us any questions, topics you'd like us to discuss. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the conversation today. I know we'll be doing the Chiwin road to rank 50, so look out for that. But yeah, until
On our
next
YouTube channel.
on the YouTube channel. So yeah, any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
Get ready. Something's probably going to be dropping soon. Some fire.
Yeah.
It's been too long since an LF has been dropped.
I don't really have any closing.
All right. Well, there you go. With that, we'll end today's episode. So again, thank you for taking the time to listen, and until next time, stay legendary.
Ninja.